On October 4th, 1956, in Chicago, Illinois, Ben Markens was born into a family shaped by resilience, curiosity, and community. No one could have imagined that the young boy raised in Oak Park would grow up to become one of the most influential voices in the folding carton industry, and a recipient of the Robert T. Gair Award. In 1978, Ben was hired by Federal Paper Board, starting as a junior accountant before moving to the plant floor, serving as a scheduler and expediter. Because his job required walking the plant floor, checking job status, he was effectively enrolled in a comprehensive carton training program. With that knowledge, he joined Lorino Packaging and, remarkably, at just 26 years old, became a plant manager with 120 hourly employees and 5 printing presses.
He had to be the youngest plant manager of a folding carton plant in the history of the industry.
He was 26 years old when he was running that plant that I started working at Lorino Packaging. I mean, I don't know of many plant people who are 26 years old. He's just always obviously smart and always had a passion for the industry. He works hard, he's knowledgeable, and to top it all off, he's got a really good sense of humor.
Ben's years at Lorino were formative in every sense. Professionally, he wrote a quality manual, created and programmed an estimating system, and negotiated 2 union contracts. Personally, it was where he met Jenny, the love of his life. They married in 1984 and were blessed with their daughter Beth in 1986. Ben's courage and curiosity for the carton industry led him to take a bold leap at age 31. He left plant management to enter consulting, forming Converters Resource Inc. alongside Andy Levkoff.
We would walk through the plant, find out what the company was successful at, what it maybe needed some improvement with. He took the techniques, the methods, almost the science that was reserved for the big integrated companies that owned paper mills. And he made them accessible and comprehensible to everybody in the converting industry.
Converters Resource eventually evolved into the Markens Group in the early 2000s, advising companies across North America and beyond. Ben earned the trust of family businesses, independent converters, and global leaders alike.
For us, we belong to a family business, and he met his wife in the folding carton world, so we had a lot to talk about as far as family working within the business. And really, he was able to kind of go across all the different generations of my family business. He gently challenged us with a lot of our preconceived notions as a business, and I think it helped us grow, and ultimately.
What I found really interesting throughout his consulting is the ability that he has to deal with CEOs and presidents of company, upper level management, middle management, hourly people on the floor. He can deal with everybody with a certain level of respect.
Ben understood something fundamental. Leadership isn't about hierarchy, it's about connection. That belief would prove critical in 2008, when the Paperboard Packaging Council faced an uncertain time. Membership was declining. Many trade associations were failing. Ben stepped in, not because it was easy, but because he believed in the industry.
I think it goes without saying that PPC wouldn't be what it is today if it were not for Ben. He took it over when the future really looked dismal, and he saved the organization because he believed in it.
When his group came on board, they basically re-engineered, remarketed, rebranded the entire Paperboard Packaging Council, and we've been very active ever since. And I contribute that to his leadership, and he is considered a legend in our industry.
Under his leadership, losses stopped in year 1. Membership grew, engagement deepened, sponsorship expanded dramatically. The organization found not only stability, but renewed purpose.
We spent a lot of time with the membership determining where our growth strategy is, would be, and how we would get there, and how long it's going to take to get there. What do we need to get there? And Ben was instrumental in leading us, facilitating those discussions and getting us through that. one step at a time, 1 year at a time.
I honestly don't know of anyone in my time with the industry who has done more for us than Ben.
Ben believed associations like the PPC should educate, inspire, and build for the future. And so he helped create programs that changed the industry.
Once Ben came on board, we developed the ticket program to go to elementary schools and middle schools to teach them about recycling in our products called Ticket. We developed the Paperboard Packaging Alliance, which brought us the student design competition. Ben had a unique way of deciding how can we create value than just having people come to meetings and having good speakers, but to participate and engage themselves in the multiple facets of what this industry can provide.
Look at all of the things that have been generated as new ideas within PPC. Boot camp is certainly one. If you think about the amount of people that have attended boot camp, there's thousands of people that you have influenced with training.
It is where suppliers will come in and present to newbies all this incredible knowledge. Boot camp is the cross-section of the industry knowledge from a technical point of view, and Ben seems to always have those answers.
Ben became an ambassador and a diplomat for our industry. He was able to help us merge with NAPA, the North American Packaging Association in Canada, as well as a connection with the European Association to really do some benchmarking and discussions on a global scale of how our industry can come together.
What makes Ben unique is that he doesn't represent one perspective of the paperboard industry. He represents all of them.
It's his passion, his ability to relate to people, whether it's the person running a gluer or the one who's running a company. He's adaptable, he's an educator, he's a teacher, and he really brings people together. He knows how to network individuals for the betterment of our industry.
And then there is the bow tie.
The one thing I get a kick out of Ben is the fact that ever since I met him, he has worn a bow tie.
As I was thinking through kind of the purpose of the bow tie, there's a few thoughts that came to mind. One is, bow tie symbolizes individuality, and you've been that guy. Secondly, I think a bow tie symbolizes intelligence and just profoundness. Third, bow tie means creativity and craftiness.
The tie may not define him, but it captures something essential about his spirit. Thoughtful, distinct, unafraid to stand apart. But more than anything, what people remember is how he makes them feel and the lasting impact of his leadership.
As we're about to celebrate 100 years of the PPC and a trade association, it's kind of remarkable to trace back to Ben Markens. Ben helped right the ship and helped make sure that people were in the room, that the right conversations were being had, and really laying the foundation so that PPC can serve as the voice of the industry.
Ben is absolutely one of a kind. Between the bow tie, the attitude, he's got a chutzpah, as we say, and he is really an individual who is caring.
To know Ben, he deeply cares about our industry, which is, it's unique. And I think it's what draws everyone to Ben.
If you become a friend of Ben, which everybody does, then in addition to learning something, he'll always be good for a good scotch, a good cigar, and a warm conversation.
And he has a very generous heart, which he expresses in every facet of his life. If you fail, he fails. So he won't let you fail.
He's certainly done so much for our industry and deserves to receive recognition.
Awards like this that are really prestigious, I think, should go to people who have done great things within their industry. Between the longevity and what he's provided to the industry and kept everybody engaged, I think it's well deserved.
Over the course of his career, from the youngest plant manager to consultant to founder of the Markens Group to the architect of a revitalized PPC, Ben Markens has strengthened companies, educated generations, and elevated an entire industry. Tonight, as we present the Robert T. Gair Award, we honor not just a career, but a legacy. Congratulations, Ben Markens. The Robert T. Gair Award could not have a more deserving recipient.